What's going on YouTube? Onyx here, back on this MUT 15. And today I just want to make a video real quick about offensive linemen. Two things. One, your offensive line is very, very, very important no matter what you want to do, but especially if you want to run the ball and run the ball well, you need a really good offensive line. And the main things you really need to look at are not the front stats of the card. A lot of people, when they pick their offensive linemen, they go here and then they hit RB once and they look at these stats right here and this is it. Like, just from looking at these stats on the front card, you would think that Larry Warford is a better blocker in general than Marshall Yanda, who is the elite higher overall card, which that also doesn't matter either. Elite higher overall cards may not be better blockers than a gold card. There's a couple of gold cards that I really love using that are really good blockers. But what people don't really pay attention to that does matter, and I've heard a lot of people say it doesn't matter, but it does matter, are your back of the card stats. These stats right here. Your run block strength, your footwork, your pass block strength, and your footwork. Everybody knows impact blocking matters. A lot of people have it confused for impact as in like running people over blocking, which that's not really what it is. That's mainly your actual blocking strength. So your run blocking strength mixed with like your actual card strength and stuff like that is what plays into you laying out linemen and linebackers and so on and so forth. But what I've kind of come to figure out as I've been playing this game, footwork is very important, because if you pay attention, a lot of people like to use finesse move pass rushers, and the main reason finesse pass rushers are so good at getting to the quarterback is because most offensive linemen have shitty footwork, and if their footwork sucks, your finesse move is easily gonna get past them. Now, run blocking strength, pass blocking strength, obviously that has more to do with stopping power move rushers and actually running people over when blocking. But footwork is huge because a lot of your pass rushers are finesse pass rushers, and a lot of offensive linemen have horrible footwork but good blocking stats, and people or not good blocking stats but good front card blocking stats, and people get them and then wonder why they can't block this certain person. Well, yeah, they might be great at blocking Alden Smith, who's a bull rusher, but then as soon as they run into Elvis Domerville or somebody like that who's just a straight finesse rusher, they can't do anything with him. I always try to look at the back of the card stats before I put a lineman on my line, and really this Marshall Yanda's not the greatest either, but I pulled him out of a pack and I didn't have another right guard at the time that was better than him, so right now he's in there until we get more coins and get higher up to where we actually need a better lineman. But the other thing that doesn't make any sense, the front card stats don't make sense sometimes. As you see, Larry Warford has 90 run block and 95 pass block. And as I showed you with his back of the card stats, 88 pass block footwork, 92 pass block strength, 80 run block footwork, and 90 run block strength. But somehow that turns into 95 pass block and 90 run block. Okay, so then we look at Jari Evans, who has 94 pass block and 77 run block. Now pay attention, his pass block is lower than Larry Warford's, and his run block is a lot lower than Warford's. And Jari Evans is stronger. He's faster, even though they're both equally ridiculously slow. But he's faster, and he has more awareness, which is also very important. Now let's go to his back of card stats, and he's basically better in every way than Larry Warford. He is better, not even basically, he's better in every way. When it comes to footwork, strength, run blocking footwork, run block strength, impact blocking, everything is better than Warford. So why is his front of the card stats worse when it comes to actual run block, pass block. That's what I don't understand about EA. It's like they try to trick people to get you to get certain cards that are really garbage, because people don't come back here and look at this. And there are a lot of offensive linemen who are very bad at doing one thing or the other, and a lot of people run them on their teams because they're high overall, or because their front card stats look amazing. Like the left guard Zane Beatles, the MVP Zane Beatles is horrible. His stats are horrible. He has some of the worst footwork ever. The only reason he can kind of get away with that is because he's a guard, and most guards are usually blocking against defensive tackles, which most defensive tackles are power rushers. But that one time they have to play against one of those speed rushing DTs, kind of like a Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, or any of the other defensive tackles who actually have finesse move. It's not many of them, but any of the DTs that actually have finesse move are usually gonna crush most of those high overall right guards, because they have horrible footwork. Even this, look at this Chris Chester. He's an 86 overall. He's the second highest right guard I have. You look at his front of the card stats: 91 pass block, 87 run block, 85 strength. How is his run block so much better than Jari Evans? He has worse footwork, worse strength, and one better impact blocking. And he has worse actual strength than Jari Evans. Now, granted, he's faster and more acceleration, but that's really not that big of a deal compared to how much lower his actual blocking stats are. So I mean, if you want to get a really good offensive line and not have to pay a lot of coins for them, like I said, there are a lot of really good linemen, a la Nick Mangold, who are just as good as some of the higher overall linemen stats wise, and don't cost nowhere near as much. Like, I got this Nick Mangold for like 30k. His front card stats 90 pass block, 86 run block. But when you actually come back here and look at his actual blocking stats, he's amazing. He has footwork, he has strength, he has everything. 90 impact blocking, he has everything. He's one of the best centers outside of, it's basically him and Mike Webster. Both Mike Websters are amazing, and that Pouncey, that style Pouncey is amazing also. But there's like this 88 Jason Peters, another one of those left tackles that aren't going for much, and even his front card stats are actually pretty good. 85 impact block isn't the greatest, but it's good enough. He's gonna hold on to people. 94 run block, 90 pass block. And then when you actually come look at his back of the card stats, and you will see he's also a very good blocker. His footwork, everything is amazing. But like I said, there's also other good linemen that aren't selling for much that are really good. As you can see on the other side, before I got Jason Peters, I was using that Dwayne Brown, and his stats are amazing also. I never had any problems with him. Main reason I switched him and got Jason Peters is because I'm an Eagles fan. I love Jason Peters. He was selling for like 13k, and I was like, I need to get an Eagle on my team because I don't have any, and I needed one. I needed at least one. Can't be an Eagles fan and not have any Eagles cards. Like, I want to go get that Jeremy Maclin too. I'm probably going to do that soon. Get him and replace somebody. I don't know who I'm going to replace with him, but I'm going to probably get that Jeremy Maclin and somebody else. But yeah, I'm an Eagles fan, so that's the main reason I'm using Jason Peters over this Dwayne Brown. As you can see, he is just as good of a blocker. If you need offensive linemen, take a little bit of time and actually come look at their stats back here. Like, Andrew Whitworth is an amazing pass blocker, but his run blocking, not so much, and he's pretty slow, so that makes his run blocking even worse. This Donald Penn is also a very good card. His pass block, for a left tackle, pass block footwork for a tackle in general, pass block footwork is very important because there's a lot of finesse rushing DNs and outside linebackers. So that's the main reason I wouldn't suggest this Donald Penn, because he'll get beat by Elvis Dumerville and Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney all day long. So I wouldn't suggest him, but Dwayne Brown I would definitely suggest. Nick Mango, definitely. Phil Loadholt is a special case. He's a very slow right tackle, very slow, and his footworks aren't the greatest. As you can see, his pass block footwork is horrible, just amazingly bad. That's really why I try and throw the ball really quickly. If people actually paid attention and noticed that Phil Loadholt was on my right side of the offense, you could destroy him almost every play if you have a finesse rusher over there. You're not going to beat him with strength, but if you have a finesse pass rusher over there, you could destroy him basically every single play and get in a matter of seconds. But people don't really do that. So I'm getting away with it for now. And the main reason I'm using him is you can see 100 run block strength with 92 run block footwork with 97 actual strength. I've watched this guy run people clean over as I run down the field, and he's just run. He has blocked 3 people in one run for me multiple times just because he'll get his initial block, put them on the ground, he'll get up to the next level, lay them out, and then he'll get to the next level and just touch the person that needs to be blocked just enough so I can run past and break a huge run. This is one of the best run blockers I've ever seen. Like I said, he's slow. His pass block footwork is not the greatest, so be careful if you're going to use him. Don't expect him to hold up against a lot of finesse pass rushers very often. But his strength is amazing. So when it comes to bull rushers, to all the power move rushers, you're not getting through him. When it comes to linebackers, you're not getting through him. If you're running the ball behind him, I've never seen anyone get off of his block. Never. If you try, he usually puts you in the ground. So that is the main reason I am running this Phil Loadholt. And you see behind him Joe Barksdale. I don't use him. He's only there because I'm doing the Rams set at some point so I can get that. All I need to do is 4 MVPs so I can get that Earl Thomas. So the Rams is one of the MVPs I'm going to do. I've already bought like all the players for the 4 MVP sets I'm going to do. So that's why I don't have any coins. But yeah, when you're making an offensive line, make sure that you actually pay attention to footwork and strength, especially depending on the positions they're at. Tackles, you definitely need footwork. Guards, you usually need more strength than footwork because they're usually going up against the bigger DTs and such that try to power move you. But tackles, if you can get footwork and strength, you're good. But like I said, special occasion Phil Loadholt is mainly just because he is one of the best run blockers. Him and that 86 overall left guard Greg Robinson. If you need a left guard, if you want to run the ball and you need a left guard, like, I'm gonna go buy him as soon as I get my coins back. That Greg Robinson, I think he's like a Football Outsiders card or something. Another one of the best run blockers I have ever seen, and he's fast. He's like 76 speed or something like that, left guard, and he just runs through people. Like, he's not the strongest. He only has like 87 strength or something, but his speed matched with his actual like run blocking stats, which are really good, just make him lay people out. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end that here. Like I said, if you need a good offensive line, just take a little bit of time and go through and actually look at the back card blocking stats for some of these cards, because some of them are really bad and some of them are really good. Like, you'd be surprised. There's like a I think the left tackle for the Giants, I can't remember his name, but he has like a silver card or something like that. It's like a 60-something overall, and it is one of the best blockers I've ever seen. Like, his actual blocking stats are amazing, but his card sucks. Technically, if you're looking at his front card, it sucks. But I actually put him in the game to actually test out if these blocking stats on the back actually mattered, and he never got beat. Not one time. Never got beat. So yeah, you pay attention to the back of the card if you're trying to get a good offensive line. It will definitely help you out. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this one here, and I'm Onyx, and I'm out of here.